um, explanations here. When you're practicing complete breathing, as Glenn used to teach it, and this usually comes into play in CAP when you get to about the heart chakra. What happens is, in the beginning stages of CAP, you're focusing on this area here, which would be the lower dantian, and the lower base chakra, the sex center, lower base, sex center, and solar plexus. You're really trying to energize or juice these areas up, okay? And that goes up to about earth chakra, water, and then fire, okay? So in those first early stages, especially the first two chakras, you're working less on retention and more on just inhaling and exhaling to flush those areas. Inhaling, so you would inhale to a count of 4, pull up on your anus, direct the sexual energy to the first chakra and to about the second chakra, to about the first dantian. Then you exhale for a count of 8, releasing the breath out through the mouth and releasing the anus contraction when you finish exhaling. Once you've done that for a few weeks on the base chakra and then the water chakra or the sex center, then you get into the Tumo stage. In Tumo, you work in the solar plexus area. You still work in the lower dantian, but you also work in the solar plexus area. In the beginning stage of the Tumo practices, you're working on, when you inhale, this area right here expands like a sphere, okay? And then when you hold the breath, you flatten and tighten the abs, push the abs in slightly, pull up on your perineum, and you keep your focus right in here. Okay, you can see this energy slightly orbiting if you want, or you could see it moving horizontally if you'd like. Then when you exhale, you bring the navel back towards the spine. Okay, so now you'd be working retentions of the breath. You'd inhale for about 7 seconds, hold for 7, exhale for 7. As you get better at that, you go inhale 10 seconds, hold 10, exhale 10. Now, once that's practiced in the lower dantian, then you practice it in the entire abdominal region. Then you practice it in the solar plexus area. So in this area in here, you would inhale and contract in all directions. Inhale and expand in all directions. And then you hold the breath, flattening and tightening it and compressing it like you're squeezing a fist. And then you exhale, you bring the solar plexus back towards the spine. So you inhale, you expand this area like a sphere. You fill it with prana or chi, whatever you want to call it, energy. Hold the breath. As you hold, pull up on your anus and direct the sexual energy to the solar plexus. Keep the abs tight and flat. Then, as you exhale, you bring the solar plexus back towards the spine. Okay, so in the Tumo stage, you practice the same thing in the lower dantian, then you practice in the second dantian. Then you combine those two. So as you inhale, you feel like there's two spheres, one here and one here, expanding in all directions, gathering chi from heaven and earth in all directions. Then you are holding the breath, compressing the chi and tightening that area, particularly flattening the abdominal wall, pulling up on your anus, directing sexual energy to the lower dantian and to the second dantian. And then you exhale, you bring the entire abdominal wall back towards your spine. What that does is it gently forces blood and energy up the spine. Okay. The goal is not so much to send the energy up, it's more to just massage the internal organs, the spine, the vertebrae, along with the energy channels. Okay. Once you've done that, you get into the heart chakra, which is about the 4th week in CAP. Once you're in the 4th week of CAP, and it's important, do not rush this stuff. Take your time. That's why we have it as a 12-week program, so it gives you some time to develop the muscles and help you to become a better breather overall. So the more you can breathe relaxed, the more energy you can cultivate. So what you do in this breathing now for the heart chakra is you fill up the breath in the lower dantian, then you sniff air around the kidneys by flaring the ribs, then you expand the chest, taking another sniff of air, and then you pull up on your collarbones. So now the whole torso is filling up with chi, all the way up to about here. Your mind is focused on the heart chakra, which is about this area here, a little bit below your heart. which would be technically the second dantian. It's kind of like between the solar plexus and the heart. Then you exhale, you bring everything back towards the spine. So the breath now is a little longer. It would be an inhale to the lower abs, an inhale to the kidney region by sniffing the air and flaring your ribs out, an inhale to your chest, expanding the chest, and then an inhale to the collarbone, making your collarbone feel like it's lifting up. And then exhale, bringing that all back towards your spine. And that would be the type of breathing that you do once you get to the heart chakra. Okay? We'll go into this a little deeper, and I'll show you some more details for the upper chakras later.